What's good, Liberators? Fingers here, and this is another edition of Dx2 Demon Review. And today we are talking about the demon that has exploded back onto the scene out of nowhere. No one saw this coming. Huang. And why is Huang back, you might ask? Well, because he is the heir apparent rock star of the brand new Tokyo Abyss, at least the beta version, which we are currently suffering through at the moment. So today we're going to talk about him and talk about why he's killing it in the depths of hell. One of the holy dragons of Chinese lore, the golden dragon appears in times of great fortune or joy. His dominion over the earth extends to the four gods, Long, Wei Zhan, Feng Huang, and Baihu. Fantastic. Great holy Chinese dragon, and his design is as epic as his lore, as he is the quintessential Chinese dragon equipped with 4 balls. As for the stats, got a decent magic stat, decent vitality stat, pretty good agility stat. I would say firmly above average in those regards. I run him as a support demon. I view him as a support demon. And because of that, I gave him vitality and agility for those 20s for Mitamas and slapped on a little bit of luck. But there are arguments to be made for his magic stat if you want to give him some flex and have him popping off some magic damage. He has no weaknesses and nulls light, which in the normal game doesn't mean a damn thing. But within Tokyo Abyss, we have a new dynamic where nulls, drains, repels are back in action in a big way, as is Makarakarn and Tetrakarn, because pierce effects do not exist in the Tokyo Abyss, at least your enemies. None of them possess the ability to pierce your defenses, which is fantastic and one of the things I like about Tokyo Abyss. One of the few things I like about Tokyo Abyss. As for the skills, the transferable agility amp 2 plus 10 to agility. Cool. He's a fast guy. Run him on a speedy team and shut down those almighty attacks right away on turn 1. Great job. As for the second Megadolon, the mightiest of the transferable almighty magic attacks, and it's okay. Megadolon's okay. He doesn't have a fantastic explosive magic stat like someone like Vishnu, who also can come with Megadolon. But hey, if you spec him right, he can put out an almighty beating upon your enemies, though this is not something I use at all. I honestly, I've never run him as an offensive magic caster, but it is an option. And for the God skill, the 5 elements, all party members repel magic damage for 1 turn. And this is, I'm amazed they haven't updated this description, but this includes almighty magic, which pierces through Makarakarn. This repels all magic damage, although almighty attacks that have a physical attack basis to them, such as Asura Lord, that will clap right through this shield. So just be aware, this is only for the magic-based almighty attacks, and the reason why Huang Long is back in action in such a big way, because the major stumping point of the current iteration of Tokyo Abyss is the Trumpeter boss, who you will run into not just once, but numerous times as you make that climb to floor 60 to get all of the rewards. And he is broken as all hell. Literally the only way to shut him down is to get Huang Long or to cheese it with ailments. I hate that design, but that's the world we're living in right now. I'm sure that when the official quote-unquote Tokyo Abyss comes out, this will be rectified in some way, or at least acknowledged. But for now, this is the skill that will carry you through Tokyo Abyss. If you stumble upon a Huang Long, keep him, cherish him. If you can get him the no physical skill attached to him, he will basically be immortal. within Tokyo Abyss. And the reason we're talking about him today, the 5 elements, shut that trumpeter down, shut down all magic, not just Almighty, but all magic, including Almighty. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. Tokyo Abyss Demon. Can't get any better than this guy. Gun for him, get him, do whatever it takes, and if you get him, you got the God run, so run with it. For the archetype skill, I've got him Psychic with Speedster. You saw his impressive agility stat, capping out at 222, I believe it was. Good stuff. It's up there in the upper echelons of speed. Speedster on top of that. Hey, can't complain. Although there are other archetypes that are effective for Huang, seeing as how Speedster is a very easy transferable in this day and age. So you can easily take another archetype and then slap on the Speedster as one of his transferables, and you're in great shape either way. For his transferables, I've got him with Samakarm. I see him as a support demon, view him as a support demon, so I gave him support skills. A revive skill for a demon, as he's pretty bulky. You know, he's got that, what was his vitality? I've got his vitality at 191. That's pretty decent. That's a pretty decent bulk, so having him be with the skill to revive, hey, can't hurt. And for the second one, I got him with Acid Breath, debuffs defense and evasion and accuracy. But any buff for debuff you slap on this guy, you're gonna get good money out of that. Generally speaking, you're gonna want him 5 elements every turn, so you got to make sure you got that 6 MP going every turn. But on your first wave, when you can start out with 10 MP, slap on the 5 elements. His turn comes around again. Hey, throw up a buff or a debuff with him as well, and start cycling that as best you can. As for brands, unequipped at the moment, but I always give him Divine Brands. Get him those Divine Brands. It allows him to pop off 5 elements all the time, and also slip in the debuff every 3 turns or so, or the buff every 3 turns or so, or the Samakarm when necessary. He's a support guy. Support guys do well with Life Brands and Divine Brands. I prefer Divine and Speed Brands. Can't go wrong there. Or whatever the situation requires. Ward Brands, perhaps. If you're fighting a heavy physical team who's coming with Almighty Magic and Physical, hey, give him Guard Brands. Whatever. Anything but Shield Brands, because he innately has that magic defense covered with 5 elements. As for the Spirit panels, Panel 1, -1 MP to Almighty skills. Okay, cool. Again, I don't use him as a magic attacker, but it's there. Whatevs. Panel 2, -15% to fire, ice, electric, and force damage received, which is pretty cool. You get caught, you don't have enough MP, or you're forced to revive someone instead of throwing up that 5 elements shields. He's got some additional protection against magic. Very cool. Thematically in line with his Chinese dragon, god of the elements kind of shtick. I like that a lot. So yeah, cool. Very cool. I like when skills are thematically on point. Even if the theme doesn't translate to super effective in combat, I like seeing thematically consistent demons. I just think it's fun. I like it. I like it a lot. And panel 3, -15% to Almighty damage received by all party members while this demon is alive, and that's pretty awesome. Again, you get caught with your pants down, you can't get that 5 elements up, you still have protection from Almighty attacks to survive into that next turn, to get that shield up, to get that cycle of the shield and your debuffs going. Once again, pretty cool, good stuff. Now, as far as outside of Tokyo Abyss, Huang has kind of fallen out of favor by and large, because early on he was a game changer. There were several fights you could not win unless you had Huang there to shut down the Almighty attacks. There were some Brands of Sin fights. There were a couple of the Celestial demons in Origate 2 that were just impossible unless you had Huang. Now, the power creep of the game as it is now, demons are a lot more powerful. They've got panels, the new gacha exclusives are getting more and more powerful, and you can set up some game-breaking, super speedster physical teams that can just crunch these demons in one round rather than going back and forth in a protracted battle. So Huang has since lost his golden shimmer, but he still comes with that unique ability. He's the only guy who can consistently, at will, put up an almighty shield, and for that we will be eternally grateful. And before we wrap this up, quick rundown of his archetypal skills. Mr. Golden Dragon. For the Origami archetype, we have Energy Drain. Inflicts almighty magic damage on a single enemy while healing the caster 25% of damage dealt and drains 1 MP. Okay. I'm not too blown away. But hey, it's a thing that you could consider. His other skills are probably, 5 elements is just something you want to focus on. And if you've already got your 5 elements up, well, you want to stack up that MP so you can fire off 5 elements again the next round, rather than doing a power 120 energy drain attack, even if it gives you back some HP and MP. So consider that. And his other archetype, very popular one, the Protector with Luster Candy. The Mega Buff increases attack, defense, evasion, and accuracy of all party members by 20%, and it has the reduced cost of 7 MP for being the archetype skill, and you can knock that down one further if you level this up to 4 to 6 MP to fire off Luster Candy, making it equivalent to 5 elements, which if you're running Divine Brands, you can make that cycle work really well. Your buffs, got your shield. With Divine Brands, you can keep that going indefinitely, which is fantastic if the fight you're doing, they're coming at you with heavy almighty attacks. The Psychic archetype of Speedster, which we discussed, 50% speed, works great on him, but again, you probably want to consider Luster Candy even more so, just because Speedster is a lot easier to transfer over than Luster Candy. And for the Elementalist archetype, big loser, null dark, get fucked, Elementalist archetypes suck. And that is the breakdown of the Golden Dragon, the quintessential Chinese dragon god, Huang. Hope you enjoyed this one. Don't get captured.